Hiya, so it's day 2 of Vlogmas and Ellen and I, we have just come out. We're going to go into Next because apparently our house isn't Christmassy enough, so we're going to come and look around some Christmas decorations. Maybe go for a cup of tea and a hot chocolate. Yeah, go for a cup of tea and a hot chocolate. And then Ellen's going off for the day and I've got a very boring day. So I've got lots of emails and paperwork and admin stuff that I need to do. So it's going to be a little bit dull. I don't quite know what I'm going to share with you. But hey ho, we'll see how the day goes, shall we? Anyway, see you in a bit. Bye. Hi, so I'm back from Next with Ellen, and I was going to put my arm on that, and then I realised it had like the floret thing on it. So we were very good actually. Ellen did buy herself a jumper, but it's going to be a Christmas present, so I think Nanny and Grandad are going to give her that for Christmas. And the only other thing that we bought was this light decoration that I've put around my mirror in my hallway. Obviously, I can't really show you it lit up at the moment, but it lights up. So I've kind of hidden the battery thing behind one of the snowflakes there. But I thought that was really quite sweet, really, really nice. Although I will say, I took about 20 minutes to untangle it from the box. It was an absolute nightmare. And I was getting really stressed. I was like, surely if this is the first time of using it, it should undo really easily. But honestly, but it's all done, and actually I'm quite pleased with it. I think that looks really nice. So hopefully when it's dark tonight and I switch that on, that'll be quite nice to have in the hallway. I quite like the little setup I've got here of the candle and the little wooden or the pine cones and things. And this is our first ever, mine and John's first ever Christmas ornament that we bought 25 years ago. So it comes out every year and I'm so precious about it. I'm so terrified that it's going to break one day. Anyway, I've got a few bits and pieces to do. I'm then going to go out for a walk later, so I might take you on that walk, but otherwise I'll see you in a bit. Bye. So I'm taking a bit of an advantage of the day being absolutely beautiful, getting out with the dogs for a little bit before I sit down and do all my paperworky things. I've had a really good tidy up this morning, made all the beds, cleaned the dishes and bits and pieces. Obviously been out with Ellen and looked at Christmas decorations. And yeah, so I'm gonna do quite a bit of paperwork and stuff this morning, which is later this afternoon, which is going to be very boring. So obviously I'm not going to share any of that with you. But I am going to try and squeeze in a bit of sewing later. So if I do, when I do, I will. I'll share that with you because I am making my Cotagun, the sew over at Cotagun, Jessie Cotagun, and I'm so pleased with how it's coming out at the moment. And I put a plea out on Instagram because I needed some additional fat quarters, and lots and lots of you replied. So I'm so grateful that you were able to send me the fabric because that's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, I have felt a little bit weary today, I'm not going to lie. After I finished my Zoom call with Karen yesterday, I stayed up really late watching loads of people's Vlogmases, and there's so many. There are so many. So it must feel really overwhelming. And I watched Ruan from Yorkshire Sew Girl, and she said, you know, look, there are loads and loads of us this year doing it. So don't worry about catching us all up and trying to watch it because you can't, or maybe just don't watch everybody every day. And I'm going to reiterate that because this is obviously my first year of doing this, and I had no idea how popular it was. And I think I'm gonna really enjoy doing it and enjoy watching everybody else's, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to keep up with seeing everybody's every single day. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit of what Ruan said and watch, you know, all the people that I want to watch, but maybe just not everybody's every day. Anyway, so I stayed up and it was about midnight and I hadn't realised it was that late when I went to sleep, so it's a bit silly really, but never mind. But yeah, it's going to be an okay day. It's, like I say, a bit dull. I don't feel like I've got very much to share with you, so just a preempt for tomorrow. I am probably not going to share my day with you tomorrow. I'm going to share it, but it's going to be late. Oh, there's a jet or something going over. Yeah, it's probably going to be late. I'm going up to see my daughter in Bath. She's singing in a choir and we're going to go and see her sing. Now, my husband was going to go, my mum and dad, her sisters. My husband's actually going to stay home now. And this is another preempt for later on in the week as well. He's actually going into hospital on Thursday. He's having an operation on his spine. It sounds really serious, and it is obviously quite serious because having anything done on your spine is not good. But I do believe that it's quite a common operation, so it shouldn't be too bad. But he's worried about not having having it cancelled because it's something he desperately needs doing. He's in quite a bit of discomfort and pain at the moment, and if he catches COVID or anything like that, then obviously he won't be able to go. So he is going to stay home, but on Thursday when I take him in to go and have the operation, the likelihood is I won't do any recording, but I mean, we'll see when we get to that day, won't we? Anyway, I'm really waffling on now, aren't I? I'll leave you a few images of the dogs having a little run around, and I'll catch you back up a little bit later on today. Back. And I forgot, I hadn't said about what I'm wearing. So I'm not wearing anything me-made today, and some of you might have spied this morning that I was wearing my Ilford jacket that I made a little while ago when I went out with Ellen. I've got something a bit warmer on now to take the dogs for a walk because we were mostly inside when I went out with Ellen this morning. The only thing that I've got on that's me-made, and it's not made by me, are these that my daughter made for me. Amy, the little knitter that's in our family, she made these for me. I said to her I'd like some fingerless gloves. Now I thought they would be the ones where they were in between each finger, but she made these. I have to say, I absolutely love them. I didn't realise how much I'd enjoy wearing them because I've got my fingers free to be able to do whatever I need to do. But yeah, my hands are nice and warm, and in particular my wrists are nice and warm, and that always seems to be the bit that gets quite chilly. So yeah, I've enjoyed wearing these, and also I'm thinking I might try and make some for myself. I mean, you know, it'll probably be in about 10 years time, but I would like to make some. So it's on the plan, it's in there thinking I'm going to make some. When that is, I have no idea, but yes, I think a variety of these in different colours would be lovely, but I'm not going to buy any, I'm going to make some. So it's the last little bit of the video of the day. Ellen's out, she's gone out with her friends and she's not going to be back until later on this evening. And John is out, he coaches a swim session, so he's out doing that. But I do need to go and cook our evening meal in a minute, so I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to make homemade pizza, mushroom pizza. Quite looking forward to it actually. So I've got literally half an hour before I need to go and start making that, and I've come and thought I would just share with you a little bit of what I'm making. There's lots of bits, can you see there's lots of bits of dust and things flying around, and I'm sure it's off the fabric that I'm using. So I am making the Jessie Coatigan from Sew Over It, like I said this morning, and I'm using this fabric that I bought from the knitting and stitching show when I went away with Helen from Stitch Rip Repeat, and I I think I put it on a vlog a little bit earlier saying I wasn't sure whether to use the pale side or the dark side, but I ended up deciding I was going to use the pale side. Now, I washed this fabric and it's washed really weirdly. It hasn't, it's fine and it's soft still and it's really nice, but I don't think this was the fabric I thought it was. I thought it was like a Pontoroma, and it was like I actually thought it was like a really cheap jersey or like sweatshirting, like heavyweight sweatshirting kind of fabric. I think it might have had some wool content to it because it's almost like it's felted when I've washed it. But you know, it's fine, it's absolutely fine, but it does look different to when I first bought it. But it's fine. It hasn't shrunk, well, it must have shrunk a little bit. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm really tired. That's because I stayed up too late watching Vlogmases last night, so I'm going to put them on while I'm cooking my evening meal in a minute, so then I won't watch any once I've done that because I just stayed up way too late, and like I say, I've got to be away early tomorrow to go and see my daughter. So I thought I'd just share with you what I've done of this coat so far. So I've decided to bias bind all of the seams, so there's no overlocking, and I've used this lovely fabric. I got it as a fat quarter in So Hailey Jane box months ago. I mean, I haven't actually had the So Hailey Jane box for nearly 12 months, so this must have been 12 months ago or more that I got this fabric, and I decided it was going to suit this brilliantly, but I didn't have enough, so I put a post out on Instagram, and some very, very lovely ladies, in fact loads of you, I had to say sorry to lots of you to say I didn't need all of it, but lots of you messaged and said, yes, I've got it, and you sent it to me. So I've had all this lovely fabric, so I've been able to make miles, it feels like, of bias binding, and I've been able to do my pockets as well. And I've done this weird thing. I don't know if this is weird. I've told a couple of people and they've gone, what have you done? But I thought it was quite a normal thing to do. So I've done my pockets so that on the outside, when you're looking at your pockets, you can see that you've got the beautiful fabric on the inside, but obviously then on the outside you would see the wrong side of the fabric. So I did it with 3 pattern bags, so the right side on the inside, and then put this extra one on the back, which obviously this is just sort of like a layer really, more than anything. It's not actually doing anything, it's just for pretty purposes. So yeah, so let me stand up because it might be easier to show you. I've chucked on my big cardigan because I'm really cold. So yeah, so it's all pinned, ready to hand sew. So I might hand sew that while I'm sat watching some TV with John later on. And I've got to hem it, and I've still got to put the sleeves on. I'm a little bit gutted. I think the sleeves possibly going to be a bit too short, but I'm not sure, but I'm going to make sure I write on my pattern to lengthen them for next time, only by maybe an inch. I don't think it's going to be much, but I'm really pleased with how that's looking. It's been a very slow, methodical sew, but I've actually really enjoyed it. These bits that are pulling here just because they're held on by pins at the moment, but I'm really, really enjoying it. So I'm just going to go through and start hand sewing those, because I'm not going to video myself doing that because that would just be a bit weird, wouldn't it? But I think that's going to be the end of my Vlogmas day 2. Woohoo! I've made it 2 days. I can't believe it. And I know that today's been proper boring, so I'm really sorry. I feel like I've repeated myself loads, and if I feel like it's going to be a day like that again, I won't record, I promise, because that's dull. But what I am going to do is I'm going to try and video a little bit of my day tomorrow, because we're going to go up and see this concert. I don't know if I can record any of it. I'll see if I can. And I'm also, I think we might be walking past some of the Christmas markets that are in Bath. We're just not going to have time to go in them, which is such a shame because I'd really like to. So I might have to make an excuse to go back up again. But we're gonna go and do that. And obviously, it's going to be a lot of travelling. I'm going to be with my family. They are not going to want me to be videoing this. Ellen was mortified, I have to say, when I videoed her in Next this morning. You might have seen, she was like looking at stuff and then going, oh, I'm walking away. She was in a bit of a bad mood afterwards. And I think it was my fault, but it's fair enough. So yeah, so if I do a little bit of videoing tomorrow, I'm going to pop it on to the next day's video. So I hope that's okay. But anyway, I love you and leave you there, and I'll see you later. Bye.